Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Rochelle Murcia. First at 10, after just one term, Bakersfield Assemblyman Stan Ellis is announcing that he will not seek re-election in 2026. Michael Patterson is joined by the Assemblyman to talk more about his decision. Michael?
Yeah, thank you, Rochelle. And like you said, I'm joined now by Assemblyman Stan Ellis. Stan, thank you very much for coming by tonight.
No, Michael, thanks for having me in.
So kind of take us through, this decision, a very large decision that you won't be seeking another term. You'll be serving constituents through 2026, but kind of take me through why this decision's coming now.
Well, I ran in a special election, and I thought it would be good to serve my community. And I won in the special election, went up there in March. It was, I was told that it was bad from a super minority perspective, and it is bad. It's worse than I thought. It's tough to get things done when your vote doesn't count. But the flip side is I got to serve 500,000 constituents, and it's pretty amazing. It's bittersweet.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the state of the legislature here in just a moment. But, when we got this announcement, I think my first reaction and some other people upon reading that were, was this kind of always the plan, just do one term and kind of move on? And if not, when did that change?
Actually, it changed about a month ago. I thought, the Senate seat had opened up. I think her seat's gonna come up available, and then I could run for re-election. But when I went in, and I still do, I own several businesses, and some of them are deep tech, where we're developing detection for cancer and Alzheimer's, and some life-saving sciences. And I want to put my life into life science. I'm a lot better there, and have been much more successful there than I ever will be as a politician, because I don't like being called a politician. I'd rather be called a public servant.
Sure.
So that's kind of where I stand. I think that just simply after being there and seeing the lack of productivity, I can be much more productive in the private sector.
And so let's talk about that a little bit more, your time in the legislature. Obviously, you're a Republican in a Democratic supermajority in the legislature. What has kind of been your experience working there? You talked about it being worse than you thought. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, well, you get they call session at 9 o'clock, and you show up at 9 o'clock, but nobody really shows up till 10. Then they gavel down, they do a prayer, and then they flag salute, and then they do things like resolutions on Butterfly Day,
sure,
and Rice Day, and we spend the first 3 months of the legislature may pass a few bills, talk about a few bills, and a lot of it is grandstand time for people that can stand up and talk on their social media so their constituents think they're doing something. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's hypocrisy at its best, and it's just not for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think some people might kind of push back and say, well, if you see this going on in the legislature, why not stick it out and try to be that change that you want to see?
Because, again, it comes back to I can be more productive in life sciences than I can in politics. And I think it's going to take a long time. The pendulum is going to swing. Mm-hmm. I think it'll swing to the red side eventually when they see how the cost of living is not getting any better under this present administration. The price of gas is going to go up even with this 237 that just passed. So we have some serious challenges in California. And until we get some of those blue folks out, we're not going to see much of a change.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the future here. Obviously, you're going to be serving your constituents through 2026, but obviously there's going to be another election. We want to talk a little about Supervisor David Couch, Kern County Supervisor. He announced his intention to run for your seat. You're quoted in his campaign announcement. Is that an official endorsement of David Couch?
Absolutely. I've known David for many, many years. He's real. David Couch is real. He knows Central Valley, he knows Kern County, and he's just an outstanding man, and I think he'll do a great job.
Mm-hmm. So you're confident that the next assemblyman for your district is going to be Supervisor Couch?
Yes, Michael, that was actually one of my decisions that made it easier to know that David Couch would step up and fill my seat.
All right. Well, obviously, you're going to be ending your term next year, but any final thoughts here with this kind of announcement before we go?
No, it's just, one statement. I would really like to thank my constituents, and I'm honored to serve.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Stan Ellis, Assemblyman in the California Assembly, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.
Rochelle, back to you.